Hey folks, David Stewart here. You can probably see a little bit of a reflection of me in the screens. Welcome to my living room. I'd like to talk a little bit today about screen size and relative screen size. That on the wall over there is my TV. It is a 55-inch big screen TV. It looks fairly big when you're watching it because my couch is only about 6 feet away. So your head's maybe 8 feet away, and that is indeed where I've placed the camera a little bit further away than 8 feet, just so we can see everything. And what I have here is a laptop. And the laptop screen, if you look closely, it's about the same size as that big screen TV. It's a 16-inch viewable screen from my Acer, which I've had at this point for like 10 years. So watching a movie with in your lap with a laptop is going to produce roughly the same size image as your TV. Now, there's other things to quality besides size, right? There's, the color range, there's the brightness, there's also resolution. So how much resolution do you actually need to push in your device? Well, it depends on how much of your field of vision it's actually filling up. If you're looking at a computer monitor on your desktop that's pretty close to your face, you're probably going to notice the difference between 1080p and 4K because you can actually see the pixels in a 1080p monitor when you're sitting there using your computer. In fact, I've had a lot of friends who are like, I think I need to get a bigger monitor. And their monitor is like way out at the back of their desk and looks small, like it's, 2-3 feet away from their face. Well, you can move that monitor closer and you'll see more. And you can do that for most people unless you have like some sort of vision issue where things need to be further away than 3 feet for you to actually be able to see them, or it's uncomfortable to focus, things that are closer to 3 feet, in which case I wonder how you read books, because I read all of my books in my lap, a little bit closer than 3 feet. But if you have vision problems, yeah, maybe you do need a bigger monitor that's further away, but a lot of people could just move their monitor closer and it will be perceived as being bigger. And you can see that if we were to maybe put something on the coffee table there, it could be 40 inches and look just as big as the 55-inch TV because it's closer, or maybe even bigger. So if you have a small space or a small apartment and you get a small TV, but you put your chair close or you put your couch close, you're going to perceive it as being fairly big. Likewise, if it appears fairly big, if it fills up a lot of your vision, you may notice the difference between 4K and 1080p. If it's far away, you probably won't. I know lots of people that stick their TV away in a corner and they're like, man, I think I need like a 90-inch TV. Well, if you rearranged your room a little bit so things were actually close enough to see the TV, then you probably wouldn't need a 90-inch TV. And in fact, if you go to a movie theater, you could see this on full effect. If you sit anywhere in the back of the theater, it's not going to be bigger than that 55-inch TV. You use a big screen in a movie theater so lots of people can watch the same image, not so that it just happens to look bigger or more detailed. You're only going to notice the details if it's filling up more of your vision and you can actually see them more accurately and see them smaller. Now, if we compare this to, say, a mobile device, like here's the PlayStation Vita, about where, put it towards the front of the keyboard, you can see it's really like a quarter the size of the screen here. And in fact, this displays at 960 by 540, which would be the resolution of that quarter of the screen there. So if you're holding it, it's going to have roughly the same pixel density as a laptop screen because you're holding it just a little bit closer. So you're not going to notice if this was 1080p because, well, you wouldn't see the difference between all those pixels that close. Likewise, you wouldn't notice this if it was 4K. The Nintendo Switch is a little bit different because it has a bigger screen, like a 7-inch screen. It fills up, closer to half of that laptop screen, or, if you're holding it, almost as big as the TV, a little bit smaller. So 720p, you might notice an increase to 1080p. Are you going to notice an increase to 4K? Maybe, maybe not. Probably you wouldn't notice it all that much. So 720p is probably okay for a handheld. In fact, the Vita looks pretty sharp at 540p. Most of my games look really good at 540p because it's little, and likewise, your phone doesn't need to run at an extreme resolution. So there are some limits, however, to moving things closer, which is that eventually things are so close that you can't focus on them, and you need like a VR headset in order to see it correctly. You need some sort of lens adjustment because your eyes cannot focus any closer than just a couple of inches in front of your face. So at some point, you do actually need a larger screen to see more. But a lot of people, they could probably just move their monitors a little bit closer and they'd see a bigger image. They could sit a little bit closer to the TV and it would improve their experience with the TV. they have a 4K TV and it's not very big, but you're sitting close, then you're probably going to get the full effect of that 4K. So anyway, I thought I would make this video because I mentioned this, I think, in some comments. You can really quickly figure out the relative size of anything by just holding up your phone, or this is about the size of like a modern phone. So you just hold it up where you would view it and be like, oh, well, that's twice as big as my phone. Or you can do this in front of your face, be like, oh, well, it's viewable angle. Hello, kitty. Here comes the cattail. Whee! You know, if I'm holding it in front of my face, oh, well, it's like a 6-inch viewable screen close to my face. It's the same as a phone. So if your big screen TV is the same size as your phone, maybe you need to rearrange your living room a little bit. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Do I have a book to plug? Where's a book? Here's a book. Boom. You can read this book in hardback, Water of Awakening. There's a book. Check it out. I'll see you guys next time.